Go ahead.
Missed a birthday or an occasion to take Helen with us when we went. If we had a party for my birthday, we of course included Helen, and she got presents too. And that way, I think Gloria is a lot like my mother. Very generous, very giving person. So we did a lot of things with Helen, and then got to the point that Helen would want me to stay all weekend. So I'd sleep at her house, and if there was a dance at school, we would go, and had a lot of fun. But she had a sister who was quite a bit older, and she also had a brother. So I was like one of their family, and her sister was dating a guy who was not Catholic, and they were very, very Catholic. So the mother was having fits because she was afraid that Lucille, the sister, Lucille might marry John. Well, you know what? She did. And Helen and I were in on the secret when she eloped. And then a couple of years later, Helen was going out with a guy who was also not deemed suitable and not Catholic. So I was in on that too, where they eloped, and then we went to the soda fountain for the reception. Each had milkshakes and burgers. But that was kind of like.
Wait, so Helen eloped with somebody?
Yeah, Jerry. They were a very, very loving couple. They got along very well, and Johnny and Lucille got along very well, but their mother didn't want any part of it. So we had to do this undercover. Oh, but Helen, I think, got the blessing of the priest, and I forgot who else was in the bridal party. I know I was there. And then we went driving down to the burger shack, and they went on their honeymoon, which was probably not too far away. And exactly a year later, she had a baby in the same bed that she grew up in. Had the baby at home, and I think she had 2 or 3 more children, but no divorce. She got along very well with this guy, but he was not a brain by any means, or not a nuclear physicist, but he was a good, steady, muscular guy. So that was my memories from the grade school.
Is she still alive? Do you still
I'm not sure. I went to Florida one time. I had her address in Florida, and she stopped writing, but I think she could no longer see.
Oh.
And I called her and I said, what's going on with you? Because I didn't have the right address, and I never got a letter from her. And she said, well, I'm having trouble with arthritis. In other words, she couldn't write. But I don't know. I don't think she's alive anymore. And I don't think her sister is, or her brother. But that was, and then in high school we had money-making schemes, and all of our high school years we were told to make money and save it for our senior trip. So our senior trip was, we went to Washington, D.C. on a bus. That was the big event, and we had candy sales every noon. We sold candy after lunch, and I forget what else.
How much did you sell the candy for?
It was probably a nickel.
Wow.
We didn't make much profit, but we had other ways of selling stuff, and we got enough money so we could go to Washington, and we all had new clothes. It was Easter vacation. So that was a big deal, trying to find out what nice outfits we could come up with. And that year, the color was navy, and my mother took me to Buffalo, and we went shopping, and I got a navy coat with a fake lace collar, princess lines. It was very pretty, and the fashion plate of our school, our senior class, Marjorie, she got a coat just like it, and that was killing her to think that I might have one like her. So I think she made her mother take it back, but I liked mine and I kept it. And we went to Washington and we met with our congressman, who was actually from our school. He entertained us and we had our picture taken on the lawn of the Capitol with, I probably even have it, 77 kids and the representative.
Wow.
So that was fun. And I did have a boyfriend on that trip, and he was so slow. He's always late to school every day. Now he was an underachiever, but he was a heck of a lot of fun. We call him Slug. He moved so slowly. And
Why did you start dating him?
I don't know. I think that he made the overtures, and since he was low man on the totem pole and I was the president of the class, they didn't think he had a chance. But anyway, we went to some dances and he asked me to dance. He was a darn good dancer. It was a heck of a lot of fun. So I hung out during the class trip, but nothing too much came of it. I guess he was never going to amount to anything, but maybe he did. I think he joined the Merchant Marine or something like that. And he had another friend that we all liked to dance, so we did pretty well at dances. But
wait, you were president of your class?
Mm-hmm.
Senior year?
Yep.
Wow, tell us about that. Did you run for election?
I think the class advisor, first of all, was upset with me because my mother wanted me to take practical arts, and I did. And the senior class advisor taught Latin and English, and she thought I was taking things that were too easy for me. I should have been more challenged. So she said, why don't you run for president? I said, oh gosh, no, I would never have a chance. But the two guys that were up for the honor, Lawrence Walters and Jack Tiedemann, had been leaders all along. They were either president of the junior class, or they were the top guys in the school. So they both ran, but nobody could decide who to vote for. So I was the dark horse. And they had I think they started arguing with each other. So the least resistance was to vote for me. So
wow.
I won it without any trouble whatsoever, without even lifting a finger, because they did all the negative stuff. People hated it. So anyway, the class advisor said, I think you should, what are you going to do after high school? I said, oh, I don't know. I'll probably go to beauty school or something. She was horrified. She said, well, why don't you try to go to college? I said, oh, well, none of my family. She said, oh, I think you could get into some colleges. But my mother had gone to a summer school program just as a lark, and Aunt May went too, to what they call adult ed or something like that. So they went to Ithaca for that. So they kind of liked Cornell. They thought it was pretty. So yeah, well, why doesn't she try it? So of course I did, and I got in.
Wow. Did you have great grades in high school, all A's and stuff?
Well, when you're taking home ec, if you can make a piece of toast or cocoa, you get an A.
But you ran for president of your class.
I was taking art courses, which I loved. I helped on the yearbook staff, which was artsy, and I did the home ec thing, which is sewing and cooking and that. But she said, you could get into Cornell if you just had some more courses. So.
All right, hold on.